Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to a new video. Inshallah, myself and brother Ahmed are going to be doing a new series, and this series will teach you as a beginner how to read the Arabic language, specifically how to read the Qur'an, the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is designed for absolute beginners, and we are going to be going through a book which will teach you from not knowing anything, and by the end of it, inshallah, you will know how to read the Quran. So the first thing that we do want to mention is that it is very important to have a teacher. Although this series is going to be as comprehensive as possible, if you do need a teacher to give you that feedback and to help you with your pronunciation and to pick up on your mistakes, brother Ahmed will have his email in the description, and you can contact him, and inshallah you can start learning through him. So this will be a very good learning aid for you. And if you don't have the opportunity to find a teacher at the moment, you can still use this resource, and inshallah you will still be able to learn to read. So we are going to be going through every page of a very famous book which teaches you how to read the Arabic language. It's called Fathur Rahman, and inshallah brother Ahmed is going to be the teacher and I am going to be the student. Just bear in mind that I do know how to read the Quran, although I'm playing the role of the student here. I'm going to be making mistakes and I'm going to be learning along the way. However, my journey is likely to be much easier than yours because I have already memorized these letters and I have familiarity with them. So there's 28 letters in the Arabic alphabet. However, in this book, it's broken down into 30. There's a reason for that, but you don't need to know that in this video. Inshallah, just come along the journey with us. So we're going to do in each video 5, and the next video will be the following 5. And so we go through the names of all of the letters. It's very important that you need to memorize the names, be able to recognize the letters. And inshallah, once you've done that, you can move on. However, my first piece of advice would be that don't get too hung up on trying to struggle with the letters and worry about the pronunciation. In the beginning, the pronunciation of the letters is going to be quite difficult. It's likely to be very foreign to you, and you are likely to struggle, but inshallah, if you continue to strive and you continue to do your best, you will become familiar. However, don't take too much time getting hung up on the specific pronunciation of the letters. Try to memorize the name of the letter and try to recognize the symbol. And as you move on, as you get a teacher, you get more familiar and go throughout the book, you will improve on your pronunciation, inshallah. We're going to look at the first 5 letters that are in this book, which will be these here. If you weren't aware, we read in Arabic from right to left. So the first letter will be this one, and this is where we will start. Inshallah, in the next video, we will go through the next 5 till we complete this. You do need to take some time to memorize this as best as you can. My personal advice would just be to write it out. Just start with the first letter here, write this one, this one, this one, this one, write it out 20 times a day, try to mix them up. You can make some flashcards, whatever it might be, and learn these. And then once you've learned them and you can recognize all 5, then inshallah move on to the next 5 and proceed like that. So when you're ready, brother Ahmed, we can start, inshallah. We'll look at the first letter.
So the first letter is called Alif.
Alif.
Yeah, Alif. Okay, if you can also write them, write the letters in English. Alif.
Alif.
Yeah. So
like
this is the first letter. Yeah.
Okay.
And then is Hamza, the second one. Hamza.
Hamza.
Yeah.
That
Now
would be
we are
this
focusing
one.
on the name. Yeah. The name of this letter is Hamza.
So this would be
Yeah. Then is Ha. Yeah.
like this.
So the first one is Alif, and second one is Hamza.
Hamza.
Yes.
Something I want to briefly mention is we are writing the English here to try and help you remember how these letters are pronounced. However, you can't rely on this in the future. You're going to need to be able to recognize these letters. So you need to get to the stage where if somebody points at this letter or this letter, you don't need to look at the English. You should be able to say it from memory, inshallah, even if your pronunciation is not perfect. Okay, so we do the next one.
The next one is Ba. Ba.
This one here.
Yeah. is called ba.
That, like this.
Yes, with is hamza at the end. Yes, ba. Right.
That,
Yes, right,
that.
right. Yes, very good.
So you cut the sound at the end with
Yeah,
your
they cut the sound.
vocal cords. Is that how you do it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And the second one, so to help you also to remind that this is the ba has a dot, okay? Because there are three letters the same that's coming now. This is the first one.
Yeah.
The ba has a dot at the bottom here, so you can remember bottom ba.
The important thing to recognize and what can be tricky between these three letters is that they
Yeah.
all essentially look the same. However, the dots are different.
Right.
So this shape here, and this shape here, they're all exactly the same. So even when they're joined up in writing, they will all look exactly the same. The only way that you can differentiate between the letters is by looking at the dots. Okay, so when we look at the first one, it's called ba. So
Yeah.
you can remember that this is at the bottom. Ba,
Yeah. The
bottom.
second one is ta. Ta.
So you pronounce it like a T-A-A. Da.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And here also the dot is at the top of the letter. And to tell you something also, you have to know the articulation point of the ta. The ta comes from the tip of the tongue from inside, from here. Ta, 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 from inside.
Da, da,
Yeah. Ta,
da,
yes. From
da.
inside. Because some people, I saw some people, they say ta, they put their tongue outside. No.
Do you use the very tip of your tongue, or do you use
No, no, this is
just
not the very
behind the
tip.
tip of your tongue?
Look, imagine this is the tongue, okay?
Yeah.
I'm not going to put the tip from here. This is the very tip of the tongue, but it's from this one.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, so inshallah, later on we will be more specific. At this stage, we don't really need to know, as a beginner, you don't really need to know too much of the intricate details because you might just start to get confused. So you can just say this letter, inshallah, like the English T. However, just try to remember to not put your tongue outside between your teeth, but keep it behind your teeth. And inshallah, from here, we can just proceed. So we've seen that, just a reminder, we have ba, and we have one dot, and that one dot is at the bottom. So that will help you remember, inshallah. And then we have ta, and the ta has two dots, which helps you quite a lot, really, because that's an easy way to remember it. If you see two at the top, it's ta. Okay?
Yeah. Yes. Of course. The third letter, the fifth letter is ta. Ta.
So you have to stick your tongue out between your teeth. Ta.
Yes, this is here. The tip of the tongue should be outside your mouth.
Okay. Okay. And another thing with this one is, as we can notice, there's three dots. So it's
three from the.
So you can remember three dots is for the. So this would be written like T-H-A-A. And then we have these three familiar letters. We have the first letter, which is Alif.
Right.
The second letter, which is Hamza.
Yes.
The third letter, which is Ba. Yes. And we remember that by looking at the one dot at the bottom. Then we have the fourth letter, which is Da. Da. Two. There's two dots at the top. So that is the letter Da. And then we have the fifth letter that we need to memorize first of all, inshallah, which is Da. And this has three.
Right.
So bottom is Ba. The Ta is two, and the Tha is three. Inshallah, that will help you a lot. Do you want to just go through them again and just help us with the pronunciation, please? Just say each one of them.
Yeah, of course. The first one is Alif, Hamza, Ba, Ta, Ta.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. So the one thing that I want to mention is this, we did mention it before, but just to make it clear, this is the names of the letters.
Right.
It's not necessarily how to pronounce the letters. Not always the case of how to pronounce the letters. So at the moment, like for example, in English, when you say A, B, C, D, these are the names of the letters. But when you say them as like when you actually pronounce the letters, you'll say A, B, K, or S, D,
Has
right?
different sounds. It depends on the words.
Yeah, so A, B, C, D don't necessarily make those sounds. That's the name, and that's what we're learning here with these names. Okay, so inshallah, the best thing for you to do is write these down and do your very best to memorize these letters. Memorize the symbol itself and then memorize the name of the letter. Try to get someone to test you, try to make flashcards, write them down, do whatever you can, inshallah, to memorize these letters, and then we will move on to the next 5.
Yeah.
This is the biggest and most difficult part of learning the Arabic language, and it can seem very overwhelming. However, inshallah, if you just take the time to do it and you're persistent, you will be able to achieve this. Okay, so one thing to help you, with your mindset is just to remember that this is as simple as memorizing the English alphabet. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G. At some point, from someone who doesn't know English, they would find this difficult, but eventually they will be able to memorize it. It's not that difficult, inshallah. You just need to have the right mindset and you just need to be persistent. Even a small child is able to overcome this hurdle. They just have to be persistent with it. So I hope this advice helps, inshallah. And in the next video, we will move on to the following 5 letters. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.